Alright, so we're going to do another item guide and combo and skill guide. This one's not going to be as long. I'm going to try and keep it kind of condensed, so we're going to jump right in. We're going to go over Arslan, the newest character that's been introduced in Hyper Universe on our servers. So let's get right into it. Let's see, who do we want to go against? Going against support's kind of silly. Let's go against Mr. Toothed Tops, the mighty duo. Anyway, this character came out and it was very reminiscent of me of Leo from Red Earth. It's pretty cool. I actually enjoy it quite a bit. I'm going to show you guys why and what you can do with them, just different things. I'll go over the items here in a second, but first let's go over the skills. Alright, so our Berserker Rage, star passive, attack and defense plus 4% for every enemy within 1300 units. These effects are boosted when Arslan's health is low. Plus 50% if HP is under 50%. Effect is plus 100% if HP is 25% or lower. Max stack is 5. Now that can be great if you're feeling risky or whatever, but you don't want to just rely on that and constantly get your health low. So you want to survive, guys. It's definitely you want to survive. Tenderizer strikes then bites the enemy, inflicting 40 plus whatever your amplifiers are on how you build. Damage twice and applies the following effects. Enemy defense minus 6, Arslan's defense plus 7. Then pounce. He leaps and crashes down, inflicting, whatever your modifiers are, amount of damage to the enemies within 300 units and launches them for 1 second. So it's pretty good. It gives you a launch, gives you a kind of destabilizer, kind of sets them off. Then there's Battle Roar. It lets out a mighty roar, inflicting 117 plus whatever your modifiers are, damage to the enemies within 350 units. So it's pretty good. And it's all the way around you. Applying the following effects to them for 3 seconds. Attack minus 10% and movement speed minus 30. So it helps to keep them from getting away from you when you pounce on them. And if their health is 50% or lower, all effects increase by 100%. That's pretty crazy. Whirling Blades. Spins quickly, inflicting 43 plus your modifiers damage 4 times to enemies within 350 units and receives the following effects. Movement speed plus 400, movement speed cap plus 750, cancels movement speed, reduction effects on cast, ignores restricting effects while casting. That is really good. It means you won't be stopped. Now his ult charges forward, its Primal Fury charges forward and pushes the enemies doing 35 plus, whatever your modifiers are, damage 5 times, and finishing with the final attack that does 90 plus whatever your modifiers are, damage twice. Each attack causes a stun effect for 0.5 seconds. The stun effect sounds like it doesn't last that long, but that's because each one of the attacks cause it. It's not just, the ult causes that stun only for 0.5 seconds. Anyway, let's get right into it. Let's show you his auto attacks. There you go, auto attacks. The bite, his A, damages twice. Remember, it reduces their defense and increases yours. So, bite twice. So of course you can do your auto attacks into your bite. Then what you're really gonna do, mostly his bites for when you get in on him. So primarily what you would want to do as far as initiation is hit your Q, get in on them. They get downed. So after that you can do whatever you like to them. So try again. We'll do Q, A, you got it. 2-hit combo right there. And before he even gets up, he's taken 3 hits. If you count the leap, I'm sorry, I'll show you all that in a second too. You count the leap, then the A, he's taken 3 hits of damage. Depending on what your modifiers are, depends on how much damage you do. Q, A. You even have time to walk back to them if you have in fact gone past them, so you can get back on that. Now then, you can, in addition, do your Q. If they're low, you want to make sure they don't go anywhere, you can slow them. Granted, if they're that low, you're probably going to kill them anyway. Another thing, and I'm doing all the Q combos first because they're the easiest ones to talk about first off. So you Q in, then you can do whatever you like. If they have a dash, they still have their dash, they can try and get away. If you don't have your dash, you can always E. Slide at them. Remember, restricting effects don't harm you or stop you when you're doing that. Now then, let's get further into more aggressive combos. Well, hold on, let's show the ult combos. If you need to, and if you believe that you can finish them off with your ultimate after a Q, in, and they haven't even gotten up. And the reason why they don't get up after that is because the ultimate stuns them for every single hit. So Q, they're down and they're stunned on all those hits. They can't even do anything. You have them at your mercy completely once you land that Q and you start using your ultimate. The Q is actually the best engage that he has. because it gets them on the ground and it keeps them there for any amount of attacks that you need. Now in addition to that, the Q has a 12-second cooldown, so you want to do this often. Let's say for some reason engage on you, you're attacking them, they're attacking you back. You can Q in place. Just don't press a button either way, and you can Q in place to do your jump stun. Now they might get away from you. They might actually try to avoid it. And if they don't avoid your pounce, they're kind of screwed. Alright. So moving forward, of course you can definitely do your auto attacks into your W. They get slowed. After they're slowed, what you really want to do is make sure you're getting enough damage on them. What I would recommend is getting your A off, doing your slow, and while they're trying to get away, you have all this defense reduced on them. You can just catch them and auto attack them. Or if you'd like, slow, spin to win. Just give them the good old spin to win. Of course, you can afford to miss some of your ult's attacks as long as you land a few of them, because it does stun. Now if you notice, there is some reach. There is a little bit of reach. It's not just right in front of him. Where those waves are, there you have it. Those hit them. So it's not just directly in front of your hero. Now that's just a simple guide on his combos and his skills. If y'all would like a more detailed one, I will do another video and go in more detail about that. I want to try and condense this one as a request. So now we're going to go into the items. Let's look at the item real quick. Let's look at the items that I have set on him. Now this is my personal item guide. You can do it however you want. But this is how I do it, and I have it set up based on how I want to start. Again, you can move these around, that's up to you. Or you can do a completely different build. My build is more based on attack and defense, very little lifesteal, and some max health. Because I like to get in and do damage, I want to make sure he has straight attack going through the whole thing, and get a little bit of damage on there. Now the boots, I personally chose Crimson Sprinters to try and give a little bit of crit damage. So when I do hit those stuns on my ult, if I get that crit off on one of my ults, man, that's great. One of my ult hits just hit a crit. He's getting stunned every time. It's not like he can go anywhere. So Crimson Sprinters, you get critical rate plus 5% and movement speed plus 50. So it helps. It helps a whole bunch. And it also activates the following effect for 5 seconds every time you critically hit. It's attack plus 2%, max 5. So that actually helps you if you're building this way and you're building attack. Now, Battle Gauntlets is the only hyper item for him specifically that I personally enjoy. You get attack plus 10, lifesteal plus 5% at stage 1. At the end of it, you get attack plus 10, defense plus 10, defense penetration plus 10 as well. Now, it enhances pounce. It reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds, and that could actually do a lot. After landing, you get a critical rate of plus 15% for 3 seconds. So remember, you get a bonus on attack from this if you land a critical. Now, since you have critical with this and critical rate percentage up with this, you have a higher chance of getting that attack bonus. The next one, I want to give some defense to him. So when I go in, I have some protection. So I went with Exoframe. You can see how it stacks with the attack and defense. But what's really great is it increases the max health by 100% of attack. So based off my attack damage, it increases the health. And increases max health by 100% of defense. So based on my defense, it increases that as well. And this item gives you both attack and defense. Moving on to Frost Edge, it's attack and defense, and then some mana regain. So you don't have to worry about going in and then not having enough mana to do your attack. That can be worrisome. Then at the very end, when health is below 20%, it grants a 540 barrier for 5 seconds. Cooldown is 100 seconds up to 700 with level 10 as a base. So basically, if you go in and you find yourself like, oh man, I'm in a bad situation, I pounced, landed on their whole team, but I'm here alone. So once they get up, I'm kind of screwed. Even though I have this defense and attack, I might be able to get one of them and then I'm gone, I'm out of there. This gives you kind of a second chance once you have it fully built anyway. And you can get that shield proc and just jet on out of there if you have to, or you get that shield proc and you can fight them. I do not recommend trying to fight a whole team by yourself. Don't take that away from this video. Never do that in a MOBA unless you are absolutely 100% certain you're going to drop all of them, which is rarely the case. I don't recommend doing that. Next we have Shrieking Blade. Attack and max health. Attack and max health and some more mana regain. Attack, max health, and some more mana regain. That's great. But you keep going. When health is below 35%, okay, so this one health is below 35, this one health is below 20. So when it's below 35%, afflicts the enemies within 400 units with fear for 1 second. Immune to the same effect for 10 seconds. So basically, So the blade actually screams, is what it's saying. That's why it's called a shrieking blade. But either way, basically, if you get below 35%, it's going to fear everybody around you and push them away from you, giving you a chance to get out. Or fear everybody around you, push them away from you, and you can hop on whoever you need to at that point and just go in and drop them. Devil's Jacket, you've seen me use on a few people, Megan Hart especially, on my last video. And you already know, defense plus 10, max health plus 100, defense, health, and it does 58 additional damage per second to enemies within 300 units.
There are
what that is like a burn that is, you'll see it on your hyper. You'll actually see the flames kick up. When hit, it decreases enemies attack by 1% for 3 seconds. So that actually helps you too. So it's preventing people from being able to just go in on you. So I'm gonna just upgrade all of them and show you. You see this burn around him? That's exactly what's going on. That is from the Devil's Jacket. Now, I'm not going to show you the effects of the other items because I want to keep this short. Just to understand what the effects are, and I don't know how quickly this guy can get me down below these, well, you know what, let's see if he can real quick. I'm just going to let him attack me and see if he can actually drop me that low because he doesn't have items on, so let's see. Okay, I guess he can, but it's going to take him a while. So, and he's just taking damage from my Devil Jacket. That's pretty interesting. It's actually doing quite a bit of damage to him. Actually, this is pretty good to showcase. So, you see how much damage he's already taken. I haven't hit him once. That's purely from Devil Jacket. Nothing else. I haven't touched this guy. Alright, so there's the fear. Now let's see the shield. Let's see it. You see it? Alright, now let's see if I can actually kill him. Yep. Looks like this guy is done. There you go. Good item exposition. Now, again, remember, that was done with him having no items. So, take that into consideration. He had no items, no defenses, but you got to see how good the Devil Jacket works, and what the Shrieking Blade does, and what the Frost Edge does. So this is my item recommendation, my guide on how to build him, my guide on how to do his combos, and what his skills do. Hope you guys like it. Of course, have a great morning, noon, and night, and get a Joho in there somewhere because it'll make it all better. Like, comment, and subscribe if you liked it, and give me more recommendations if you would like. I'll be doing more of these so you can look forward to it. Alrighty guys, I will catch y'all later.